Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of PowerCore Productions and Podcastings. Today, we continue on in the chronicled stories of Naruto, King of Curses. What if Naruto was a Jujutsu sorcerer in the Den of Serpents arc? Now, for this particular story arc, we're going to be going over the events of Naruto that led to Orochimaru leaving the Hidden Leaf Village, as well as introducing another Jujutsu Kaisen character into the story, that being Yuki Tsukumo. Now, unlike in other types of what-ifs or crossovers, this is a blending of the two storied worlds. So we're going to be fleshing out Yuki's character, her background in this little mini arc before we're introduced to her again later on in the main story. But this is kind of just to give you an idea of where she's at and what her story arc is going to be going on into the story. All in all, I've really enjoyed where these mini arcs are going, and I can tell you that next week we are going to be beginning the story proper. So the story that will cover Naruto, Yuji, Megumi, Nobara, Sakura, Sasuke, all of them, their story will kick off next week and going forward. So this will be the last week of the mini arcs for the preset for this world story. So I would say use this time to get caught up on all of the prequel parts before we get into the main story. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. As always, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Minato sat on a wooden bench, watching in the open field as Yuki stood across from Kushina. Kushina, who had recently turned 13 years old, against Yuki, a prodigy Chunin in her 16th year. The girls had sparred countless times, and Yuki was one of the few who could contain the red-hot habanero. But Kushina felt different this time. "I like that spark in your eyes, Red," Yuki said from across the way, stretching her limbs, preparing for their battle. "I hope you're ready to taste dirt. I've been practicing just for this moment." "Oh, really? Is the fox ready to bare her fangs?" "You'll find out." Kushina would launch her attack. From out of her back would span 5 chakra-sealing chains. Minato was impressed. They had only sparred but a month ago, and Kushina could only make 3. She's progressed from 3 to 5 in only a month. She might actually be able to get her this time. Yuki would dodge each chain strike, as Kushina would fight from a distance. Minato watched as Yuki would balance herself, dancing around in the air, twirling without any difficulty. None of the chains were able to bind or wrap or hold her. And any time that they seemed to get close, she just seemed to move that much faster. Kushina, however, wasn't giving up. From out of the forest, Jiraiya would arrive with some popsicles, handing one to his student as they watched the fight taking place. "Have I missed anything, Minato?" Jiraiya would ask. No, Sensei, not at all. The battle's getting really intense, though. Kushina can manifest 5 chains. 5 chains? That's impressive. Still, I don't think much has changed in regards to their skill. Are you sure? I mean, Yuki's been on the defensive this entire time. Right now, she's been chasing her all throughout the forest. That's how it appears. But remember, Minato, a shinobi must learn to see through deception. Right now, Kushina only sees what she wants to see. And what does she see exactly? She sees herself dominating. Her newfound power gives her confidence. She thinks she has Yuki on the back end. But really, Yuki's in full control. Kushina would swing from tree to tree using her chains, attempting to bind Yuki in place. At the last moment, she thought she had finally cornered her, with the chains wrapping around tree after tree after tree, extending themselves. Yuki found herself surrounded, her back against a taller tree, before finally the chains would wrap around and hold her in place. Kushina would go charging in, with her fist fully raised, ready to slug Yuki across the face. What the? That's right. I haven't just been practicing to manifest more chains. I've been practicing to manifest their length as well. I knew that once I got you around in this forest, you'd have nowhere to go. Now you're mine, Yuki! Kushina would go for a punch, and it landed. But just as quickly, Yuki would transform, turning into a log, as Yuki would stand behind Kushina. Ow! What the hell? Huh? Nice try, Foxy. Better luck next time. Oh, and by the way, you would have been wise to let go of the chains when you did. Why's that? Immediately, all of the trees that the chains were wrapped around would snap, and now 20 large tree trunks were heading towards her. Kushina just barely managed to retract the chains into her body, as Yuki would grab hold of her and jump before they would collide. If I hadn't warned you when I did, you would have been turned to fox paste. That was impressive. Kushina, you were amazing out there. Minato, It's splendid work by the both of you. I have to say, Kushina, your power continues to grow and impress. Still, you gotta learn not to fall for these type of tricks so easily. If this were a real battle, yeah, I know. I have to learn to see through deception, right? Easier said than done, I'm assured. And Yuki, when are you gonna learn not to show off so much? She's just a guinea after all. Oh, please, Yuki said, rolling her eyes. She's only a guinea because people don't know any better. In actuality, she should have been higher ranked a long time ago. Same for you, Minato. I'm sure a promotion is soon in the works. You really think? Don't get a hard head now. Say, you guys going to enjoy these popsicles? Or am I going to be stuck with melted ice cream? For Yuki, life in the Hidden Leaf, it was never a dull moment. Even during times of war, you always learn to find peace even in the chaos. But sometimes that peace can't be held, even when you're at home. What do you mean we're leaving? Yuki would yell as she entered into the house, seeing that the bags were already packed. Her mother, well, her time had come. What do you mean that we're leaving the village? They need us now more than ever, and you don't get it. I see where things are headed. Personally, I wish the old man could see it also. What are you talking about? We save lives. That's what you've always taught me. In the end, aren't we supposed to? You don't know anything, Yuki. I know that I'm not a coward. What was that? You heard me. You've been a shut-in ever since that day. Everyone else just lets it slide. But the hospitals, they're continuing to be overcrowded. You're known as the master of medicine, aren't you? People need your help and you're doing nothing, and shut up! Yuki's mother punched the wall, causing it to crack. You haven't actually been deployed. You walk around on patrols closer to the village. You think that makes you a shinobi? That makes you a soldier? You don't know anything. I'm trying to help you. You're just running away. Running like you always do. You won't find the solution to your problems at the end of those biles. Yuki, we're leaving and I'm not leaving. My friends, my home, your home. That's what you want to call it. Well, tell me something, my idiot daughter. Who do you think will be there to clean off your tombstone? What do you think happens when you die? They'll celebrate you. They'll celebrate you for maybe a day, maybe a few days. Hell, maybe if you get blown up big enough, maybe they'll give you a week. But after that, you become just another name carved in stone. The third Hokage is a fool. He and the elders, they continue to perpetuate this war. Not to mention neglecting all the other responsibilities. But you think you've got it all figured out. Fine. You want to stay here and play soldier? Play soldier. With that, Yuki's mother would leave, along with her attendant. Jiraiya would stop by to visit. He had been told from the third Hokage what had happened. He knew things were bad, but he didn't expect his teammate to just up and leave like this. Hey, Yuki, are you... I'm fine. I heard about what happened with your mom. I've tried to speak to her. Really, I have, but... You know, you don't have to stay, and I'm not like her. I don't run when things get hard. I thought there was a time when she believed that also. She does, Yuki. She's just worried. Worried about you. You're her only child. You're everything to her. Then why? Why can't she see? Why can't she just get past it? I mean... Jiraiya would pat Yuki on the head. I know. How she's acting? It's not what we're taught in the academy. Shinobi aren't supposed to show emotion. We're supposed to be strong. We're supposed to steadfast even in the face of death. Our duty is to the village. Believe me, no one has held the will of fire more than your mother. But she's lost a lot. Your uncle, well, if he were here, I'm sure he would agree. And you're going to talk about my father, aren't you? It's not like I ever knew him. But you are the spitting image of him. He was like any other shinobi I've ever met. There wasn't a mission he wouldn't take, a fight that he didn't think he couldn't win. A man who aspired to become Hokage. You are the embodiment of his dreams. I just think This world has taken a lot from her, Yuki. The last thing she wants it to take is you. Yeah, I know. A few days later, as Yuki was walking through the gravestones of the Hidden Leaf's graveyard, she found another one of the Sannin, Orochimaru. Hey, Uncle Orochimaru! I would prefer if you not call me Uncle. Aw, come on, you know you like it, eh, you soft snake, you? What brings you here? I was just going out walking around. I didn't expect to find you here. Were you visiting someone? In a way of speaking. These graves, even with the dead, you can still hear them. Huh? It's just an expression. Are you alright? You've been distant, you know? Uncle Jiraiya doesn't see you around as much. I'm quite busy. Yeah, well, don't be a stranger, you know? She would give him a playful punch on the arm. I see you've inherited your mother's monster strength. Well, I am my mother's daughter, and your father. You knew my father, didn't you? I did. Everyone says that he was a great shinobi, that he died protecting his comrades. Is that? Well, Is there something you wish to ask me? Well, I just wonder. Do you think it's worth it? What we do? I suppose everyone has to ponder that question at some point. Is it worth it? That's hard to say. In the end, one must carve out a life for themselves, a life they can live with. What's your life? Well, what do you live for? I live for knowledge. There's so much in the world that I want to know. If I die, I lose that knowledge. My reason for existing. I want to find the why. Find the why? What is it, math? No. The why to everything. Cursed spirits. Ninjutsu. It's all connected. If I could find that connection, to understand the principles of cursed energy, chakra, what I could do with that knowledge. You're sounding kind of creepy. What are you, a mad scientist? Mad, no. Scientist. I'd say more of someone with curiosity. Well, if you say so. I'll see you around. Of course. See you around. Present day. Yuki was now 27. It had been a few years since the Third Great Ninja War came to an end. While she wouldn't want to admit it, there were some days she wondered if her mother had the right idea. Unfortunately, loss was inevitable. Yuki would sit at 2 gravestones as she poured herself a drink, Don't think I forgot about you, Yuki said, as she unscrewed the tap of sake. I miss having my drinking buddies. I think you like this one, Minato. So, check this out. I was on a mission, right? It was a C-rank mission. We were supposed to escort some fat, wealthy landowner back to his house. And get this, while we're camping out at night, and we put seals around so that the cursed spirits couldn't get inside, an E-grade curse managed to get in and bite him right in the ass. Had to spend 3 hours trying to extract curse energy from his rear side. Man, you really had to go and get killed by that thing, didn't you? I thought you were supposed to be stronger than that, Mr. Hokage. Whew. This does not get easy. Not at all. The more things change, the more that they stay the same. Yuki had watched many come and go. Shinobi old and young. As the years grew by, the graves got bigger. The faces, they disappeared more and more, and new faces came along. And yet she was still here, spinning her wheels, going on missions, fighting off against ninja and curse alike. It just never ended. Of course, she would stop by and see Orochimaru, the only one of the 3 Sannin who stayed in the village more than most. But even he had become more distant recently. As Yuki was making her way home that evening, she could feel that someone was following her. As she made her way to her apartment, she closed the door and sat down her bags that she had gotten from the grocery store. The moment she did, she sat at the kitchen table, cracking open the beer and closing her eyes for a drink. When she opened them again, an Anbu shinobi was sitting in front of her. Well, you couldn't have been any more subtle, could you? Sorry to disturb you, Miss Yuki. Oh, no, it's fine. Just saying, your skills are really sloppy, dude. I could feel you on my back for like 2 hours. I thought you were some type of stalker. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Aw, what's the matter? I got an Anbu all flustered. I can only imagine how you look under the mask. And Miss Yuki, please. All right. What is it? I figured this has to be serious if you're the one who's coming into contact with me. It is. Listen, what I'm about to tell you is classified, S rank, can't leave this room. I got it. Okay, spit it out. Very well then. Have you spoken to Lord Orochimaru recently? Uncle Orochimaru? No, I haven't seen him around as much. Why? You wouldn't believe me if I told you. So I'll just have to show you. The Anbu member held out his hand, and from it tree roots would begin to sprout. She had heard about a wood-style user, her great-grandfather. How are you able to do that? What are you? Distant cousin? Try lab experiment. Lab experiment. Orochimaru. We have reason to believe he's been conducting inhumane experiments in the village. The kidnappings that have been happening recently. We believe he's involved in. Well, now you've really gone and done it. Uncle Orochimaru would never do something like that. Try again. Who are we really dealing with? I'm a product of his experiments. Bullshit, Yuki said. What? You come here with some half-assed story like that and expect me to believe it and... You know I wouldn't lie to you. What on earth could I gain from doing that? I don't know. Maybe you're someone who's trying to take him out. I mean, you could be anyone under that mask, as far as I'm concerned. The young man would remove his mask. Now there are no secrets. He wouldn't. I know Orochimaru. He would never. He's a hero. He's a hero of the leaf. He would never do this. I know you don't want to believe it. If you really think it's him, then why? Why would you even tell me? What would you even gain from... You're the only one who could get closest to him. And let's say I did. Do you really think he would open up to me? Maybe. If you were to ask the right questions. We believe Orochimaru is studying forbidden jutsu, a way to amass power. Perhaps if you showed interest, you want me to bait him out. That would be the best idea. The third Hokage. I came here on his behalf personally. He didn't have the nerve to ask me himself, so he sent you. We're only trying to gather what information we can. Fine. I'll prove you wrong again. And when it's done, you'll stop harassing him? The Anbu member would nod. It would be a whole week before Yuki would see Orochimaru. They crossed paths at the gravesite once again. The conversation was casual. Talk about missions, the weather, things of that nature. Until suddenly Yuki would make up details of one of her missions. She lamented not having enough power, and that she wished she could find a way to take her jutsu to the next level. I haven't even developed a domain expansion yet, Yuki said. I mean, I know things with my mom haven't been great. Do you think... I don't want to be left behind. If I stagnate, who knows what will happen. I need to get strong and fast. Would you help me? Please? This perked Orochimaru's interest. And, taking her into consideration, Orochimaru would begin training with Yuki. Yuki had to show a level of impatience. If one thing was for sure, Orochimaru was not someone easily swayed. But he would make her an offer. He asked if she could visit him. It was at his home. From there, he would usher her down to the basement. I had no idea your home was so big. I've had a lot of time. Follow me. He opened the door to a cellar that led deeper underground, to a tunnel. As they made their way together with lamps aligning the dark walls, Orochimaru would begin to speak. When you came to me, Yuki, you came looking for power. I have to say, I have always held you in high regard when it comes to your strength. I truly believe that you are one of the more exceptional shinobi of your generation. Thanks. I'm just not where I need to be. I mean, there are younger ones that are starting to come up. You know about the kid from the Gojo clan. The one who possesses the 6 eyes. The Rikugan. Yes, he's quite the specimen. Along with the Uchiha and the Hyuga. They're all powerful. I just don't want to get lost in the shuffle, you know? I do. Believe me, I do. Eventually, they would approach a door. Before Orochimaru would open it, he turned to Yuki. Hold out your hand. Yuki would do so. Orochimaru placing his hand on hers. It burnt for a moment as a marker was left there. And then suddenly she would black out. When she awoke again, she heard the sharpening of tools. What's going? It seems you're finally awake. Orochimaru. Uncle? What's going on? Why am I tied to this table? Now, you have nothing to fear. You said you wished to gain strength, right? I did. But why are you... How stupid do you think I am? I know about the Anbu. I know what they've told you about me. But I wonder, do you believe those rumors? Your silence tells me that you do. If you say you didn't do it, I'll believe you. Now, child. You don't have to be afraid of me. I've known you since the day you were born. I have always sensed high potential in you. Please let me go. I promise. I won't. I won't. Shh. It's all right. It'll be okay. Please. I don't want to. Please don't do this. Orochimaru raised his scaffold, ready to use the first insertion. I promise, I will be with you every step of the way. Before the blade could pierce her, she grabbed it. What? But the anesthesia... Yeah. Sucks when a plan doesn't go the way you want it to, right? Gah! A sickening headbutt. Orochimaru could feel his skull cracking some as Yuki would kick herself off of the table. I gotta say, I'm really disappointed in you. So, you were fighting against the poison. You know who my mom is, you dumb son of a bitch. You really thought I was gonna go down that easily? Yeah, I had my suspicions, and I really didn't want to believe that it was true. But I guess we're all disappointed, and we don't get what we want. Impressive as ever, Yuki. But, now that you know, do you really think I'll allow you to leave? And who the fuck says I was gonna leave? What? You think I'm supposed to be scared of you? Be careful, girl. You're still wet behind the ears. Yeah, tough shit. Legendary Sanin my ass. If you're so powerful and strong, why do you have to hide what you're doing, huh? I know why. Because you know for a fact that if any one of us ever found out, you know what was gonna happen. They were kids. They were kids. They trusted you. And you did this to them? Knowledge requires sacrifice. You and your precious knowledge. And tell me, where has it ever gotten you, huh? You're second rate. Second class. No wonder why you could never actually become Hokage. You couldn't hold a candle in Minato. Shut your mouth! You don't know anything. I know enough! Curse technique. Star Rage! Yuki would launch a barrage of punches at Orochimaru. He would raise his forearms to block the attacks, but each strike grew heavier. I'll concentrate the mass into my fist. I'll make it feel like I'm raining mountains on him. Damn, her punches. She truly is a monster. Just like a mother. Wood style. Binding roots. Huh? We're here. So, I should have known you'd be in on this also. Orochimaru, a booming voice commanded. It was the third Hokage, along with his elite Anbu guard. Among them, the famed boy with the silver hair and the one Sharingan. Orochimaru, I am truly disappointed in you. So, you've gone all out for this. You even bought him. There's nowhere for you to run. You're surrounded. You will answer for your crimes. My crimes. Tell me, Master. You have no right to call me your master. Very well then, Hiruzen. What is right and what is wrong in this world? I merely wish to gain knowledge. That trumps all trivialities and morality. You are disturbed, Orochimaru. I have always sensed the great evil in you. You have you? But tell me, was my evil bad when I fought your wars? No, you needed my evil back then. All those missions you sent me on, the lives I took, whenever I did it in the name of the leaf, oh, that was exceptional. But when I do it for my own gain, now I am wrong. You are truly a hypocrite, you old fool. You are nothing more but a dog leashed to this decrepit village. Will those be your last words, Orochimaru? No, this will be. Orochimaru would open his mouth wider, as the room would be flooded with the snakes that began to pour out. The snakes that began to attack, not just his enemies, but even himself. Hiruzen would have everyone scatter in that moment, as an explosion would occur. Everyone would begin to chase, but Yuki was the only one who knew exactly what ploy he was trying to pull. While the village would be put on high alert, security at every entranceway, Orochimaru would attempt his escape, and as he did, Yuki would be waiting for him. You didn't think you were going to get off that easily, now did you? You really wish to do this now? I just want to know. You want to know why? It can't just be because of your science, bull. What's the real reason? Come on, you can tell me. You talk as if you know me, Yuki. I do know you. I know that you're not just capable of doing this for no reason. So what? What's so funny? No matter how intimidating you try to look, I will always see you as that little child. Yuki would engage in a flurry of taijutsu against Orochimaru, her kicks swinging with precision as she attempted to lob off his head from his shoulders. Orochimaru blocked and countered with ease before using his jutsu to extend out the Kusanagi blade once again. But Yuki was prepared, as now a large cursed spirit, a Shikigami, would begin to form around her, as she held it in her hands as a weapon. You're familiar with this, aren't you? The Shikigami. Garuda. Call it a late gift from my father. Yuki would fight with the cursed spirit in her hand, the Shikigami, swinging around the bone-like monster, clashing against the blade of Kusanagi. Their strikes becoming heavier and heavier as Yuki would press the offensive. Orochimaru running through the forest of the Land of Fire and Yuki chasing after him. Their battle, it would leave scars on them both. Yuki's body being slashed and cut, and yet she was able to heal from it easily. And Orochimaru having to reconstitute his arms and limbs, restructuring himself with every strike that he took, every bone that broke. You truly have become a monster, haven't you, Yuki? I think I've killed you at least 4 times now. Don't flatter yourself. I gave you one for free. I know for a fact that I broke your neck twice. Suddenly, a large cry from Jiraiya would be heard as he landed with his giant toad. Yuki, get back! Orochimaru! I wondered when he'd call you out. Orochimaru, what is the meaning of this? Why would you attack Yuki? She started it. Don't play around! Kamapunta! Right. It's time to turn this snake into a wallet! Summoning Jutsu. Who dares to call me? I need an escape, Manda. You. Stay out of my way, Manda. This is between your master and I. You will be the first of my 100 sacrifices. Orochimaru, you do know what will happen if you don't pay me. I have sacrifices waiting in my lair, all primed for the taking. You can have this one as the main course." While the two summons would fight, Jiraiya would attempt to seize Orochimaru. Yuki would come in for the assist. This was the one time, the only time, that Orochimaru would have to admit he couldn't win this, not the way he was now. "If I fought them one at a time, maybe I could kill them, but together they might actually pose a problem for me." Orochimaru would create a snake clone before rushing over to Manda. As the large snake would open its mouth, Orochimaru would slide in. And then suddenly, Manda would disappear. From out of the grass was Gamabunta, who was ready to slash it with his giant Kento blade, the blade striking at a few trees in the clearing. "Damn it!" the toad bellowed as it took smoke from its pipe. "Reverse summoning, the coward." "Yuki, are you okay?" "I'm fine. I am really... Yuki! Yuki! Yuki would awaken a few days later in the hospital. A tiny slug sitting on her stomach. "Lady Katsuya?" "Only a portion of me," the small slug would say. "I'm so relieved, Lady Yuki. I'm glad that you're all right." "Yeah. What happened?" "When you fought against Orochimaru, the blade that he used, it was filled with a toxic poison. But I was able to overcome the poison the first time." "Yes, but Lord Jiraiya says you fought wildly." I slowed him down. He targeted the weak link and used that to escape. But I don't remember summoning you. You didn't summon me. Your mother did. I came as quickly as I could. I assisted in extracting the poison from your body. We've had it taken to the lab to be analyzed for antidote, though in all likelihood he'll make a stronger batch later on." "Mom sent you?" "Of course. I was able to communicate with her when you were out of danger. She was very relieved." "Really?" Yuki slung a bag over her shoulders. She had been discharged from the hospital about 3 weeks later. She had packed a few things, and now she was ready to head out, Jiraiya accompanying her shortly after. You sure you're up for this? It's gonna be a long journey." "Of course. Sticking around in the village, it's not really my speed. We have to find them. It's going to be dangerous. Orochimaru. I never thought he'd be capable of something like this. It doesn't really matter what we thought. He has to pay for what he's done. And I want to hear it from him myself. It's a big world out there, Yuki." "Yeah, but I'm ready for it. After all, I am my mother's daughter." This concludes Naruto, King of Curses. What if Naruto was a Jujutsu sorcerer? Den of Serpents arc. As always, if you enjoyed today's video and everything else that we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that has to come out now and in the future. Stay tuned next time as we continue with Naruto King of Curses. What if Naruto was a Jujutsu sorcerer? But anyway, that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with PowerCore Productions and Podcastings, signing off, and I'll see you next time.